Good afternoon and welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Maddie Garner, Eric Chilton, and Jalen Gilkey today.
Yes, and we begin with breaking news this afternoon out of Greensboro. Guilford County Schools is sending more students back to school 5 days a week.
Yeah, it starts next Monday, and it applies to middle and high school students who currently attend school on a hybrid schedule. It also applies to secondary school students with disabilities who receive special education services and English language learners who are not currently learning in person 5 days a week. Secondary school students who are enrolled in a virtual school or who learn remotely through their home schools will remain on that plan through the end of the year.
In keeping with state public health protocols, GCS schools will stop requiring student health assessments prior to boarding a school bus, entering a school or classroom, or participating in athletics. Students' temperatures will no longer be taken before they enter school buildings. Again, all of this begins next Monday. Meanwhile, it is a big day for North Carolinians. Starting today, everyone 16 and older across the state can get the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. People 18 and up can get the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Thousands of appointments are available online and over the phone, but today it all opens up.
You can also get a vaccine at your local pharmacies. We know our local Walgreens and CVS pharmacies are giving out the vaccine, but smaller pharmacies across the Triad are also getting shipments. Friendly Pharmacy here on Lawndale Drive is one of several granted weekly doses. Others have chosen not to give out the shot. It's best to call your local pharmacy ahead of time to make sure they have the vaccine available.
The Forsyth County Health Department started accepting walk-ins for vaccines at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. Hard to believe after all of the demand we've seen in the past few weeks. Now, this ended today at 4 o'clock, but more walk-in opportunities are expected in the coming weeks. Novant Health is also accepting walk-ins at their Winston-Salem State University pop-up events. The next one is this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Now that you've been vaccinated, what should you do with your card? Well, a lot of people asking about that. The first thing experts recommend is taking a digital photograph of both sides of your card. You can also scan the card and save the file on your laptop or desktop. You may also want to print a copy of the photo of the card and store it in your wallet. Some advise against having the original card laminated so that booster shots or maybe even vaccines can be added if that does become necessary.
Side effects are not uncommon with vaccines, but with the coronavirus shot, more women are reporting side effects. So why is that? Let's connect the dots.
A study put out by the Centers for Disease Control found that gender discrepancy. Out of all the people reporting side effects from COVID-19 vaccines, 79% were women. Most of the side effects are not severe and show that your body is building protection against the virus. Most people reported things like pain around the injection area, chills, headaches, and fatigue. Researchers are not sure why women are more affected, but they do have some theories. They range from women being more likely to get vaccinated to possibly being more comfortable reporting symptoms. In fact, according to that same CDC study, women account for just over 60% of all coronavirus vaccinations. But there could be another reason. It is well documented that men and women's immune systems function differently. It's why more women suffer from autoimmune diseases and have more reactions to other vaccines, including the flu vaccine. But before women get concerned, doctors do say these reactions are because their T cells respond better and could actually produce a better antiviral response.
All right, let's take a look at some of our headlines this afternoon. Authorities say golf star Tiger Woods was speeding when he crashed his SUV. Now, this happened in February just outside of LA. They say he was driving around 85 miles per hour in a 45 zone before going off the road and hitting a tree. The sheriff did reiterate that there was no evidence that Woods was impaired. He spent weeks in the hospital after that, undergoing surgery, and is now recovering at home. And the next round of stimulus checks are hitting bank accounts today for those on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI who don't normally file taxes. The reason why it's later than the others, because the IRS didn't have the information they needed. They have to get it from the Social Security Administration, which takes time. If you have not gotten a payment yet, you might need to file for it on your taxes this year. We have all that information on how to do that on WFMYnews2.com. And some Greensboro residents will soon see changes in their trash and recycling pickup schedule. Starting next week, about 16,000 residents will have a new collection service day or recycling week. All affected residents should have received a day change notice or calendar in the mail. The city says the changes are to meet growing service needs and to balance daily workloads for city crews. More information on that is available on our website too, WFNYnews2.com. And the Animal Adoption and Rescue Center of Winston-Salem, they're building a new shelter. Construction started today. This is a 6,000 square foot building that will feature space for adoption events, volunteer workspace, medical exam rooms, and much more. The new facility will be at the corner of Ricks Drive and Thurston Street.
A story of hope is continuing in the Triad. Back in December, I introduced you to John Brown and Carla Ballesteros. John needed a kidney, and Carla, who once worked with his wife, donated hers, saving his life. I got back up with both of them today. They say their lives are almost back to normal after the surgery, but they aren't letting their journey stop there. Now the pair is pushing for more people to learn about organ donation.
There's so many people either on the waiting list or trying to get on the waiting list for an organ, in this case a kidney, that we just thought it might be a wonderful opportunity for us to look into ways to raise that level of awareness and hopefully move people's hearts to see how they can help save a life.
On April 18th, they're working with Wake Forest Baptist Health to raise awareness at the Pig Pounder 5K. They want to share their story because they know it will help other people.
To me, this was a beautiful opportunity to be able to give life to John. And it's not only positively impacted him, but also me. And I want to share that with other people. I want them to see that when you make these decisions, you're helping other people and so on. It's like a domino effect.
John and Carla say it is especially important to them to get this message out to people of color. Data shows a heartbreaking disparity in the number of patients of color who will not receive transplants or will have to wait longer for one.
So many of the members in our communities have not been aware of how this process works. And as a result, many people just shy away from donating, whether being a living donor or choosing the other option, because they simply don't know how to do it.
And John says this is especially true because a lot of the diseases that cause a person to need an organ transplant, especially kidney transplant, disproportionately affects community of color. So the fact that they have to wait longer or not even get an organ transplant is absolutely horrible. And the thing is, if there's education about it, maybe more people will learn, maybe more donors will get on the list, and they can save more lives.
No, that's the key, is getting the word out. You know, I mean, you get the word out, and that's how we change things. So this is perfect for us to be talking about this right now.
And just want to give a big shout out to this pairing of John and Carla. It's just wonderful how someone can give something from their life and give it to someone else and can save someone's life. So it's just beautiful to see. Also, I talked with Monica Moyer, who had previously given, I don't know if you guys remember, she's a baker. She previously given an organ as well. And it's just wonderful to see our community caring about each other and doing what's necessary to help each other stay healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that too, Jalen. Like, you know, giving an organ to someone else, you're giving them a second chance of life. And so stories like this, is important to get the word out. And I think a lot of people don't know that as a person, you can give up to 8 different organs available to different people in tissue. So.
And you don't have to be a living donor like Carla is, who of course is still alive after giving her kidney. You can become an organ donor, so after you pass, your body is used to help save up to 75 lives. So there's a lot of opportunity here.
We've seen multiple stories on that too over the years. I mean, that's when someone, you remember, Maddie, I believe one of the UNC mascot he was hit by a car when he was out. He donated so many of his organs, and his parents got to meet all of the people that he basically saved as a result. So it's a great thing to do.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about our forecast. You know, good stuff for us, right? I petitioned the boss to do weather at the beach. She said no, but I said, okay, I'll be here, but I'll still deliver the good news. this would have been a last. If you had Monday, Tuesday, and today off of this week and you didn't go to the beach, then you need to listen to us. 83 degrees right now. I actually think that's going to be within a degree of our high today, and that is way above our normal in the upper 60s. When you look at this across the area, 85 in Burlington, with these temperatures, this is July weather that we see, and 82 it looks like as we go down to Asheboro, 83 in Lexington. Everybody is way above normal. We'll stay that way for just this day. Things will start to change as we head into next week. We're going to see, or actually the next couple of days, we'll go back to the 70s, it looks like. Pollen is still an issue. If you remember, we were talking about this yesterday. Very high for tree pollen. It's still low for grasses and weeds. Tonight, we look for those overnight lows in the mid-50s, just a few clouds. 78 for your high tomorrow. See, we notice the clouds start to build in. There is a slight chance of a late day shower tomorrow. It's just not a great chance. And when you look at the satellite and radar combination, you see that next frontal system that'll move in a little bit Thursday night, but really the majority of this will be on Friday and Saturday. Our rain chances are going to a 40 and a 60% chance. May even see a thunderstorm there because our temps are still in the mid-70s. Sunday, a morning shower, then gradual clear out in mid-70s, and by next week, it's just beautiful. Low to mid-70s Monday, Tuesday, still plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a cooler high, but back to normal at 67. Welcome back to your 4 to 5. You know, pre-pandemic, live streaming was sort of a thing, but not like it's been for the last year. It's become a part of our lives, whether it's a Zoom meeting or live streaming events and performances, that type of thing. Well, now that things are changing, we are going to have to change as well. But with live streaming, will it go away? I spoke with UNCG Dean of Visual and Performing Arts, Bruce McClung, about what's going to happen as UNCG starts their hybrid events with a lot of performances. And guess what? It's all free for us. You know, Bruce, thank you for taking time out. This is, everybody's been doing this, but I think it's interesting that you guys are doing not only recorded and on-demand type things, but you're doing it live as well. Let's talk about this whole program and what people can expect.
Prior to the pandemic, the College of Visual and Performing Arts at UNCG would typically give over 300 live arts events a year. But since the pandemic, we've pivoted to be able to offer streamed performances that are live streamed. Our theatrical productions are streaming on demand, so those are recorded ahead of time. And we are still doing face-to-face events.
It's interesting when I do these interviews, for the last year or so, talking about pandemic and how people are shifting a little bit. It's funny that the virtual aspect, I think, will stick around even after the pandemic is over. Is that something that you think will be happening with you guys as well? I mean, it sounds like it's already happening.
I think so. Many of our parents of our students cannot always travel to Greensboro. So streaming on demand and live streaming has enabled family members from all over the country and even all over the world to see relatives perform here in Greensboro. So I think live streaming and streaming on demand will survive after the pandemic is over.
Give us an idea of what we will see. What type of performances will we have over the next year or so?
There's Spartan New Musicals this weekend from our nascent musical theater program. We also have live events at Greensboro Project Space, which is the School of Arts downtown gallery at 111 East February 1 Place. Currently, our MFA students in art are doing their exhibits. This weekend, we also have Spring Dances, which will be streaming on the School of Dance's YouTube channel.
Well, it sounds like you guys run the gamut here. Great work. We love this. Can't wait to see the arts by our own college here at UNCG. It is interesting. It makes us all think about live streaming, and everybody that I talk to about this says they don't think the virtual element will really ever go away completely. It's kind of now the whole term hybrid event is going to be a thing for years and maybe forever. So a lot of things that you would pay for in person, you may also be able to pay for a reduced amount to watch it anywhere you want to. That's not a new thing, but I think the hybrid in person and online is going to be the standard.
Well, we've gotten so good at it and we've gotten so used to it, I think it makes sense to keep it around a little bit longer. And I'm so happy to see that local performances are going to be coming back and that we'll be able to watch them. I certainly have missed theater, I've missed ballets, I've missed live band performances, so this is good.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing this, because if you think about it in a way, if you have family members in other states, they'll be able to tune in too. So with keeping things virtual, you'll definitely be able to reach the masses.
And I think the most interesting part that I learned from this piece was that UNCG offers 300 on average free live art performances. I didn't know that, but I got to start tapping in. I got to get more in tune with the artsy side.
And we all know it is different to perform to a camera than it is to perform in front of a live studio audience, which we're still working on, right, Eric?
Yeah, we got to get our audience thing going. Maybe one day.
We'll be right back, but we're live on Facebook. That's our live studio audience for now. Join us there. Hi.
Hello, Facebook peoples.
It's Corbett.
Are you typing? Are you arranging scripts?
Yeah, I'm fixing,
Maddie
I'm
is
fixing the scripts.
Working on scripts as we speak. That's because she's a professional. Ooh, you zoomed in on me. Hey. After 50, nobody wants a tight shot. Zoom out.
Aww.
You look good.
I told him once you get past 50, it's high def, not high def. Don't forget that.
That's funny. I haven't heard that one.
I remember when News 2 went HD.
Yeah, oh yeah. We used to say in the
big
morning,
deal.
it was the Good Morning Show in high definition.
I was still watching then.
Yeah.
I was not on the air.
It was
but
even in the logo,
I know.
the Good Morning Show HD. All right, we got 30 seconds, folks, on Facebook. What are they saying, Maddie? Because I have to be running in and out.
I'm actually on your page.
Oh, there you are. You can comment as me.
Well, you know the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. While we would like for that to be true, we know that words can hurt and they can also complicate your life.
Yeah, they can. In today's U Day, Coach Lamont shares insight on how you can rid yourself of those words and how to take your life back.
Recently, I evaluated my own life and uncovered words that were spoken. I couldn't believe I allowed words to become catalysts of how others had treated me. I discovered many of the things I never liked about myself were never my own doing. They were words I believed. The words we allow to take root are directly connected to personal voids we may have experienced in our lives. Because these voids exist, we tend to believe that there is truth to what is spoken, especially if they came from a trusted source. I took action. I removed what I thought I believed about myself with words that empowered me. My friend, do as I have done. Invade your life and remove words that don't belong to you. Stop owning what is not yours. Free your life from the virus of these words and watch your life blossom. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Coach Lamont shares his wisdom every day right here on the 4 to 5. Tomorrow, how to handle scars in your life. And if you have any questions for Coach, just follow him on social media. You can search Coach Lamont.
Time to talk about the warmest day of the year. We mentioned this over the last couple of days. It is 83 degrees today. Yesterday we reached that 82 degree mark, I believe. And this is exactly what we were expecting. But I mean, think about that for this time of the year, when the normal high is around 67 or 68 degrees. And here we are, 15 degrees above normal in some cases. That's only going to stick around for this day. Now, still above normal for our long range outlook. That will stick around, but we get closer to normal by the middle of next week, but it takes that long for us to do that. Now, when you have a stretch of days without rain, you look for pollen to go on the increase. Tree pollen, very high. Weeds and grass, very low. 7-day forecast, just a quick note. Rain chances really move in for Friday, Saturday at a 40 to 60%. Mid-70s through your weekend. Next week, pretty clear and cooler. 74, 73, and 67 for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Of course. I am talking about how to decrease summer stress, working at home and dealing with your kids.
Hi.
Hello. Maddie, you are working too hard. I like the Facebook commenting Maddie. Not the working Maddie.
I'm the only one on Facebook.
Lauren, yes,
Sass,
right. I'm
sass,
running back and
sass.
forth.
So
We got some ground to make up, Lauren.
Yeah, we do. Hey, Facebook.
I'm on the Facebook. I'm checking the scripts.
I'm down here.
Well, Maddie, I guess we'll just hang out on Facebook. That's fine.
Oh yeah, Jalen. Hi.
Jalen's commenting.
You haven't said anything in a while. So
There it is.
forgot.
I got one fired off.
I will say Brenda's birthday was yesterday.
Ooh,
happy belated.
Brenda, hello.
She's one of our
Happy
regulars. She spent the day at the zoo. She says her feet are hurting.
The zoo will do that.
So
I
we're
think we
glad.
need little zoo shuttles, like
Gloria said
the scooters.
Oh, true. Gloria said she still got her cookie yesterday. Gloria, I'm not actually the one who says ice cold milk and Oreo cookie. It's Tanya
That is
Rivera.
Tanya, yes.
But I'm honored that you thought it was me. Because
Callie,
y'all
where do you
know
want me
how
to
much
stand?
I love Tanya.
Sorry, I have to ask our producer where I'm going to be.
Also, if you guys don't remember, we discovered that
over
the
here.
lemon flavored Kit Kat is a delicacy.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
I love
they're
the lemon
so
flavor.
good.
My friend got me a whole bag for Easter.
And so Tanya told me this morning, she was like, she bought a whole bag too.
They're so
I
good.
haven't tried that one yet.
It's a thing.
Oh, it is the best. It reminds me of those the Girl Scout cookies, the lemon whatever they
Yes.
are.
Very similar to the lemonades.
Lemonades, that's right. It's the little things that keep us occupied. I did a Facebook Live driving home last night, Maddie.
Well, that sounds not
Right
safe.
after the 11 o'clock. I mounted it on my dash
I
and
was
just
about
talked.
to ask.
Yeah.
Did
No,
you
no,
mount
no.
it?
Might do that again today. Well, the school year is winding down. Summer break just around the corner. Now, parents are, if they're working at home during the summer break, then teaching their kids, different types of life skills, that can limit stress on everyone's end. Parents will get more work done with less interruptions. Children will start to feel pretty good about what they can do for themselves. That's good as a confidence builder. And that's what Blanca Cobb is going to talk about today. Let's jump right in. Blanca, when we talk about kids and their parents, how do they benefit from your kids learning those life skills?
You just started saying it, Eric. It's about being independent. So what happens a lot of times is parents, they want to coddle their children, but you want to help them learn these life skills as they're growing up, not that last year of high school, right before they're about to go on their own. And it's exactly what you said. It builds their confidence. They feel like they can do it and they're more willing to try new things. And it does decrease everybody's stress at home when there's so much happening at once.
Give us an idea of activities that can bolster the kids' confidence, because I think that would probably vary based on age as well.
Oh, absolutely. So with the younger kids, they can take their plates to the sink, or they can put the pillows back on the bed or on the couch, or they can put their toys away. Children want to help, particularly young children. They want to be the helper. They really want their parent to be proud of them. So with the younger ones, and those are the ones that have a more difficult time maintaining their own attention or playing by themselves while mom and dad's busy. So that's why we're focusing on the younger kids.
So suggestions for the young, because the younger ones are the ones that interrupt probably more than the older ones when parents are trying to work from home. How do we handle that?
You want to be very proactive. So what this means is you want to think ahead. For the younger kids, you can have a timer with a countdown, maybe even what are they called, the hourglasses, so they can see that sand going down. You can say, when this is finished, mom or daddy's going to be finished with work and I'm going to be able to chat. You make sure they have plenty to do, a menu of things to do while you're occupied. And also, if there's a certain situation that comes up for your younger child and they need your immediate attention, teach them a nonverbal sign that they can let you know that they need help now, so that way it's not interrupting you and it gives you an easier way to break away from what you're doing currently at
It's
work.
funny because with teenagers, it's just the opposite for my boys. I have to check to see if they're even in the room because they just stay in their room all the time. No interruptions there. Blanca, thank you for that information. Very good. 4 to 5 continues in just a minute. Stick around.
Hey, I just mic'd up. Did you say something to me beforehand? Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination.
Good Wednesday afternoon and welcome back to your 4 to 5. I'm Maddie Gardner, Lauren Coleman, Eric Chilton, and Jalen Gilkey are all here.
How are you doing? We're staying on top of breaking news out of Greensboro. Guilford County Schools is sending more students back to schools 5 days a week.
So all of these changes are going to start next Monday, and they apply to middle and high school students who are on a hybrid schedule right now. It also applies to secondary school students with disabilities who receive special education services and English language learners who are not currently learning in person 5 days a week.
Secondary school students who are enrolled in a virtual school or who learn remotely through their home schools will remain on that plan through the end of the year. Protocols requiring 6 feet of physical distance while waiting in lines and traveling through hallways and corridors remain in force. Mask mandates and protocols regarding respiratory etiquette and hand hygiene will remain in place again. This starts next Monday.
Let's take a look at the other headlines in your 4 to 5 roundup. 2 people facing a retrial in connection to the murder of an Irish businessman in Davidson County appeared before a judge today. Back in 2017, Molly Corbett and her father, Tom Martins, were convicted of killing Molly's husband, Jason Corbett. But last month, North Carolina Supreme Court threw out that conviction and said the case could go to retrial. The reason, the original judge threw out some testimony that the jury should have heard. Today's judge gave both a $200,000 bond. Molly was released on bond. We'll have more on what happened in court coming up at 6 o'clock. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin heard more from police today and a use of force expert on the 8th day of testimony. Current and former Minneapolis police officers have testified this week that Chauvin acted outside the bounds of policy. The jury has yet to hear from the county medical examiner and other medical experts on what ultimately caused Floyd's death. The trial is expected to take several weeks. You can find live coverage inside the courtroom every day on WFNYnews2.com. Investigators say unsafe speed was the primary cause of the February crash that severely hurt golfer Tiger Woods. The LA County Sheriff's Office says it received permission from Woods and his family to publicly release the findings of their investigation. Investigators report that Woods' SUV was traveling between 84 and 87 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. They report no signs of impairment in the crash. Woods spent weeks in the hospital after undergoing surgery and is now recovering at home.
Guilford County is closing a COVID-19 testing center in High Point. eTrue North was running the East Green Drive location under a contract with the U.S. Department of Health. That contract has ended, causing the closure. There are several other testing locations in High Point. For more information, call 211. And we're tracking another increase in some of our state's coronavirus numbers. Hospitalizations, they are at 1,025. It is the 3rd day in a row this number has gone up, and the first time in 3 weeks it's been above 1,000. Our state's percent positive is also higher again today, 6.7%. I also want to point out the state upped yesterday's percentage positive from 7% to 7.3%. So when this happens, the state gets late data from some of its reporting sites. It is the highest percent positive we've seen in nearly a month.
New research is revealing more about the psychological impact of the coronavirus. Researchers at Oxford University found 1 in 3 COVID patients in the U.S. developed brain or psychiatric disorders within 6 months of being infected.
We compared those percentages with people who've been ill with a range of other conditions during the pandemic era.
Dr. Paul Harrison's team found COVID patients were treated more often for a range of disorders, from common ones like anxiety and depression to rare conditions such as dementia and psychosis. They hope future studies will reveal why.
Is this, for example, a direct effect of the virus getting into the brain and damaging the brain? Is it inflammation in the brain?
Scientists also found that the sicker a person became from COVID, the more likely they were to develop mental health complications. If you are struggling, you should reach out. The Federal Department of Health and Human Services has a disaster hotline for people who are dealing with mental health issues. The number to call is 1-800-985-5990. That's 1-800-985-5990. It is open 24/7.
In less than 2 weeks, President Biden wants all states to make all adults eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. The updated vaccine timeline comes as many states have lifted COVID restrictions and daily new cases have started to climb. At least 8 colleges have already said they'll require vaccinations for students returning to campus this fall. In K-12 schools, the CDC estimates nearly 80% of all teachers and staff have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine.
We are heading into prime house hunting season, with many people looking to buy, and the money saved during the pandemic. WFMY News 2's Chris Benson went out and spoke to a local real estate broker on the 3 best areas in Greensboro to check out whether you're just getting started or are serious about buying a home.
Hi guys, so as we look at this list, keep in mind all of this data is from InfoSpark's Triad Multiple Listing Service. Bankers, appraisers, and realtors all use this information to assess a home's value. First up, zip code 27410. The land north of West Market Street and extending into the Oak Ridge area is close to the airport and has big neighborhoods like the Cardinal. Matheson thinks it's a good place for investors because most people like to live here for a long time.
So that tends to make the prices climb because people are paying based on because they want that house.
Next, zip code 27455. Everything south of Highway 150 between North Church Street and Lawndale has been the model of consistency in Greensboro. Land developers have put a lot of effort into making it a place people want to move to. The numbers show it's working.
There's new construction developments that are really, really strong right there in Henson Park right now. So we've seen a very stable market there in resales and new construction.
Finally, 27408. The most valuable land in Greensboro is found perhaps in 3 neighborhoods: Old Irving Park, New Irving Park, and Kirkwood. High-end properties and a great location close to the city make this the envy of the city's real estate market. For an even deeper look at each zip code, visit our website. I'm Chris Benson, WFMY News 2.
You know, forecast-wise, these temperatures that we've been seeing, hovering in the 80s. I mean, look at the current readings now, which should be very close to our high temperatures. We haven't gotten the official high yet, but it's probably minutes away. But 83 in Greensboro, 85 in Burlington. You look to the south, pretty much everybody in the low 80s. If you head down toward Troy, though, some of the readings there mid to upper 80s. This is midsummer weather, basically, that we're seeing across the region. In fact, you look at this, the last time that we had any warmer weather was September 11th of 2020. Now, in the 80s, we had an 81-degree high. That was yesterday, and then again we had that back in March on the 26th, and today, again, that high temperature of 83 degrees. Don't normally see that. May not see it for a while again, but we do start to cool back down. We'll go from the 80s into the 70s pretty quickly once we get into the evening hours, dropping down probably into the upper 50s before all is said and done. Couple of clouds. They will start to build in cloud-wise. We'll see that start to develop probably Thursday evening. Put a slight rain chance there, but the best rain chances for us are Friday, Saturday. That's kind of that 40 to 50% range. Highs stay in the mid-70s through your weekend. Rain tapers off Sunday morning. We're clear next week, mid-70s to low 70s Monday, Tuesday, and then some upper 60s. That sounds cold on Wednesday, but that's actually where we're supposed to be.
When you buy something, there is a price tag, and then all of a sudden it turns into this right here. You ready? A fee of some sort. Got any favorites that really aren't your favorite kind of fees, Eric?
Mine are vacations.
Yeah.
Especially if you book some things online, you pay for the room and you're like, oh great, and then they do taxes and fees and all that, and so you're paying another $200 and you didn't expect that.
Absolutely. Lauren?
Yeah, I'll jump in on that. I just moved here, so setting up an apartment,
right,
other services, there's all kind of hidden fees there.
Oh,
a lot of them.
Okay, so all the fees. There's another one that I want to tell you about when it comes to car buying. It's called the destination fee. You see it listed as a line item on car window stickers. Now, the fee is rarely disclosed in ads or automaker websites.
We know destination fees have something to do with getting a car from a factory or U.S. port to a dealership, but there's not a lot of transparency beyond that.
Okay, so we can all understand it does cost money to get a car from the factory to the dealer lot, but the thing about this fee is it's non-negotiable and it's expensive. Consumer Reports investigations found that automakers have increased destination fees from an average of $840 in 2011 to $1,240 in 2020. That's almost a 50% increase, and that is more than 2.5 times the rate of inflation.
The lack of transparency about how destination fees are derived and the rate that they've been increasing deserves a second look. Many consumer advocates suspect these fees are just a way for automakers to boost the bottom line without officially raising prices.
All right, so what can you do? Consumer Reports says to negotiate the bottom line for the vehicle, not the destination fees, since the dealer is just really not going to budge on those. You need to insist on discussing your out-the-door all-in price, and really don't be shy about asking for a reduction. If you don't get it, consider walking away. There's another car on another lot. Hey, the best way to haggle for a car is over email. Not only is it COVID compliant, but it's also a great way to get the deal in writing before you even step foot in the dealership. We'll be back.
Yeah, I'm still there, man. Golly. I appreciate that, Caledonia. It means a lot to me that you care about the safety of my job. Appreciate it.
What's going on? This is what my director hates, because I'm a swayer. I stand like this and they can never get the shot set up. Isn't that right, Brad? He can't stand it. Do this constantly, drives him nuts. He said, if you don't hold still, I'm gonna come nail your feet down. It's the little things. Man, it's hot out here. My producer, Callie, she goes, okay, you'll be inside tomorrow. It's just a whiny little anchor man. That shot makes our studio look huge. JG.
Boom, 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 boom.
Look at him,
boom,
he's got
boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. I didn't know you guys were taking me there.
You didn't know you were on?
That would be stupendous if you could. Well, please don't do that.
I like the guns that are boom, boom, boom. What's
No,
up?
man, you can't go guns anymore. Tragedy turned into triumph. In 2018, the mother of a High Point boy died tragically, trying to help someone else. Now, people from the High Point community, the Triad, and all over the world have come together in support of her only son.
It brings me joy and happiness. And being more grateful than I used to be.
Ronald White is just 12 years old. In 2018, his mother, Brittany White, lost her life trying to help someone else whose car had broken down on the side of the road.
It was one particular Tuesday or so, I was contacted by his grandfather to ask me, had I heard? I said, had I heard what? He said, Ronald's mother passed. I said, Ronald who?
Shauna Green has been Ronald's barber for most of his life, so when she got the call about his mother, she knew she had to do something.
Ronald came to the shop and I gave him a free haircut for the funeral. I even showed up at the funeral to show support. And I'll never forget when Ronald saw me. Ronald had the biggest smile on his face and ran up and gave me the biggest hug during the funeral.
And from that day forward, Shauna and Ronald have been inseparable.
Coming and shortly after, Ronald asked me if he could start working in the barbershop because he wanted to help his grandparents pay bills at the house.
I feel good when I when I'm at the barbershop.
Ronald now works most weekends at Anointed Cuts in High Point as a sweeper, and he's the most popular person in the room.
Has been working for me, I think, since maybe September of last year, and he does a phenomenal job. Ronald gets more tips than the barbers.
The more time they spend together, the closer the two got.
Ronald talks to me a lot when he's cleaning. It's just things off the top of his head and things of that nature. And one day he mentioned to me, he said, "You know what, Miss Shauna? I'm going to save enough money and I'm going to get me a dirt bike and I'm going to ride my dirt bike."
So Shauna and Ronald's village of support made it happen.
So, I just took a picture and I talked about him cleaning a barbershop, and somebody made the comment and said, "How about we help him get a dirt bike?"
Before Shauna knew it, her Facebook page was flooded with people who wanted to help.
They was like, "What's your Cash App?" Put my Cash App down, and I think I woke up to about $1,800 from people from all over the world.
That was more than enough money for the dirt bike, plus more.
It makes me feel great. It lets me know that I'm loved anywhere.
And so for his birthday this March, Ronald's village stepped up once again.
His birthday, I let the community know, and people was inboxing me, "Hey, Ronald's birthday is coming up. We said March. What are we going to do?" I'm like, wow, here's my Cash App. And I mean, between that, they sent $3,200 for his birthday.
With that money, Ronald had a better birthday than he could have ever imagined.
And he still has money left over. So guess what? That money will go towards Christmas for this year. So Ronald he's a blessed little kid.
But Ronald has a special message for anyone that has lost someone close to them.
Don't think about it, get something else on your mind, but just remember your loved one that passed away. Because I don't think about when my mom died, but I still think about happy thoughts.
And Ronald is just such a joy to talk to. He's so mature and smart. I can't imagine the pain that he's been through in his life. And I can only wish I could be as strong as he is when I do feel that type of pain.
Wow. I love that kids, especially kids, when they go through something like that, they handle it so differently than adults do. And I honestly think that we as adults can learn so many lessons from a kid. You remember there was an old book that said everything I need to know about life I learned in kindergarten? Mm-hmm. That's so true. They're so true. And he's a perfect example that you take the happy thoughts, you keep those close to you, and you use that to empower yourself.
Yeah, and I think this story is a great example of how it takes a community to raise a child. It takes a village. You kept saying the village, and I love how they just really stepped up and were there for him when he went through this tragic situation with his mother. Beautiful story.
In such a grassroots, homegrown, compassionate act to donate on Facebook just because of one post that she shared. And my favorite part is that the broom is as tall as he is in those pictures. It's adorable, and he's working so hard, and I'm just so happy to see this community rallying around him.
It's a nice job on that story, Jalen.
I appreciate you. And I just thank Ronald for giving me his time. I also appreciate Miss Shauna for organizing that and just doing everything she can to make sure Ronald has everything he needs. And it's just wonderful to see our community, once again, rallying together behind someone that needs help and doing what needs to be done.
Great story. All right, 4 to 5 is heading to break, but we are live all the time on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page. We stream our entire show there, and we talk to you during the commercial breaks. We'd love for you to join us. Hello.
Hello.
Coming up next, we are talking about something called a nap dress. And you're going to learn more about that in just a few moments. However, it did get me thinking about how we have changed the way that we dress throughout the pandemic. Obviously not here at work, pretty standard. However, when I'm at home, even when I go out to grab food, I'm in sweatpants. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big sweats guy.
I can't remember, that's not true. I almost said I can't remember the last time I put on denim, but it was last weekend. I put on a pair of jeans, so yeah. I will take that back.
I was a big sweats guy post pandemic. Doesn't really make me a difference, you know.
I mean, with the rise in athleisure wear, I think that it just all kind of happened.
There's not.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say because there's nowhere to go. Well, now there is, but before there was nowhere to go. So just wear lounge clothes.
Yeah. Perfect.
Where do you want me, Callie? Am I outside or inside?
Tight shot on Chilton.
Eric's sweating,
Vanish
y'all.
through
He's
the
hot out
leather
there.
I gotta go
garden.
sweat it out in my navy
Eric's
blue
out there
suit.
in the sauna.
83.
I'm sorry, Chilton.
When cry baby.
You sound like Brad, our director.
Yes, you did
Sound
sound
exactly
like
like
Brad.
him. Such a hater.
Brad, you trying to get me fired.
Brad is the definition of a hater.
Brad
but
bringing
we
your
love
mic up
him.
when you don't know it.
You throw out hate. You throw out hate, Brad, and we just give you back love.
He does.
tenfold.
Hating all over
There's
UNC.
something in my eye.
Ah, Lauren, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Did you
guys
get
need to see
outside
this.
At all today? Oh, it's National.
Oh my God.
Brad,
my car.
can camera 7 get the fountain at the bottom? This pigeon has been out here just hanging out with me or
Taking
whatever.
a bath.
Oh my gosh.
Look at him.
Is it okay?
It's
Oh,
good.
wow.
I mean, he stays.
Oh,
there
That's
you go.
great camera work, Brad.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was
But he
good, Brad.
stays within. I'm not kidding. He's been walking by me about 3 feet away during all the
It's
segments.
the weather pigeon.
Not afraid.
The weather pigeon. You okay? Is he coming back?
Oh,
What's
this
he looking
way?
for?
I think Eric's scared.
Scared of the pigeon?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What if it lands on you?
he'll come. I thought.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. So the pandemic changed so many things, including the clothes we wear. One dress has been able to capitalize on the trend of dressing down. Hill House Home launched the nap dress in 2019, but it really took off last year.
This is my nap dress collection. As you can see behind me, I've got 6.
I'm in my powder blue Nestle, which is absolutely gorgeous.
I don't love them. I am totally obsessed with them.
All right, so this is the concept. It's a dress you can wear all day while you're at work or cleaning or going out to dinner, and then it's also comfortable enough to nap in.
Okay.
Vogue magazine even named it one of the 17 items that defined 2020. What we haven't said yet is that it costs $125.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I hope that I can do everything in it because I'm paying for that, right?
For a dress to nap in? That's a lot
The
of money.
nap dress.
I'm gonna
Now-
be honest. I was lost at first,
I was too.
and then you kind of reeled me back in once you said you can take a nap. I didn't know if this was a dress specifically designed for napping, like
I
a
thought it was gonna
nightgown, like a
convert.
nighty thing, or what was going on. But
One dress, multiple occasions.
So if they were to build in nap time at work, I would wear the dress.
Eric,
If they would let me take a nap at work.
I like the sound of this. I think we can do
I don't
something
care.
with this.
Don't care as long as I get to sleep.
$125 though, steep
Yeah, no.
for a dress to nap
No.
in.
I'll put on a
Kinda
t-shirt.
steep. Yeah, I was about to say that an oversized t-shirt will do it for me.
Right, absolutely. But I do think that it is very smart and has a lot of people talking because we are wearing the same outfits for multiple different occasions. We were talking during the break. Sweatpants are now my daily activity wear when I'm going to the store, when I'm working from home, when I'm walking around my apartment complex, and then I change to be on television.
all right, quick question. One word answer for the ladies. Have we ever taken a nap in a dress? I don't know.
I have.
I can sleep in anything.
I have like a day dress that I get around in and do chores in. It's just like a pretty much an oversized t-shirt, but it's a dress.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm sold.
Is it $125?
It's not.
Can y'all tell
It was
I'm
probably
stuck
like
on the
10.
price? I'm stuck on the price. We'll be back. Hello, Greensboro.
Yes, I can hear you.
What? Yes, I like that little bird.
Cammy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. I can hear you fine.
Tell Cammy I can hear her fine. I do not currently have the button, but I can hear you, yes. All right.
More days a week and through the rest of the year because they didn't have time. The district says that they changed that decision after seeing new guidance from the CDC and NCDHHS. That new guidance includes allowing students to be 3 feet rather than 6 feet apart while in class. Now they will still do 6 feet.
Hey there, mic check 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
It's time for My 2 Cents. Today is National Walking Day. It's recognized on the first Wednesday in April and is sponsored by the American Heart Association. The goal is to remind people about the health benefits of walking. And get this, all you need is a pair of sneakers and to walk for at least 30 minutes. Health experts say a half-hour walk can help to reduce stress, build muscles, and prevent cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Here are some simple and fun ways you can participate. Hit the Greenway or one of the trails at our many beautiful parks here in North Carolina. You can also take a nice stroll around your neighborhood. Grab the dog or any of your furry friends so they can get their hearts pumping too. If you don't want to be outside, you can always hop on the treadmill. No matter what you choose, don't let today be your only day of walking. Healthy living, it isn't a one-day type of thing. It's a process. Use this day as a starting point to get more physical fitness into your life. Maybe you set aside time to walk every Monday or Wednesday. Maybe you get with a couple of friends and start a walking schedule. The sun doesn't set for another few hours. Get out there and enjoy this beautiful weather. That's My 2 Cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFNY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We begin with breaking news right now in Guilford County as we start WFNY News 2 at 5 o'clock. Guilford County school leaders say any students currently on a hybrid schedule will be going back to school 5 days a week.
The district says the new schedule will start in less than 2 weeks. That is on April 19th. WFNY News 2's Grace Holland is live outside the school board with more. Grace, what do you know?
Guilford County Schools says that this change is going to take effect on Monday, April 19th. Now let's go through exactly what is going to be changing and who this is going to affect. So first of all, it's going to affect students who have been doing hybrid learning up until this point. That's mostly going to be middle